So I was in a boys' school and I asked the boys, what does this guy mean? I want to follow my interior, quote marks. And they got really, really excited. And they said to me, I think it's like that whole daddy's eating my cookie. He's referring to his genitals. I don't know if what they're saying is true. We're not in this guy's head. But I said it sounds kind of right. And I said to them that I am passing on a message to you. You guys have to safeguard the messenger. I don't understand this guy's purpose, but when I'm fighting trafficking and pornography and prostitution and then you're there with a pornographic video, it's a cause for concern. And so I plead with these boys and girls and say, please do not make pornographic videos. Don't make it, don't send it, it's a crime. I know of a case in the US of a couple, a girl and boy, boyfriend and girlfriend, who were making a pornographic video. There was a third party involved, and I believe the girl didn't know this was happening. The point is, the boy got arrested because he was making a video of child pornography. Even if the video is of yourself, the pictures of yourself, it's a crime. Do not make it. It's an exploitative industry that you should not be engaging in or involved with. And please understand, when you're on the internet and you're talking to somebody, you have to ask yourself, who are you talking to? There's a story of a girl who sent one topless photograph to a guy who was in Europe and she was in another country. He asked her for more photographs and she refused. This is called sexual exploitation. It's blackmail. He posted the picture on Facebook. She changed schools. He asked for more photos, more pictures. He kept following her. He kept stalking her with new profile names. In the end, she committed suicide and her name was Amanda Todd. And when I've told that story in Trinidad, the children know exactly who I'm talking about. So I felt the need when I made a presentation to include that every time because it brings it home. Once you send that photograph out, you cannot get it back. I know of two stories of women. One of them is married, and her first husband, because she's remarried, her first husband took pornographic photographs and videos of her with her consent. She remarries and has a child with her new husband, but the previous partner asked her to have sex with him or he will show the photographs, and she continues to do that. Now that confuses me because I said her husband has seen her naked. However, it's irrational fear. But then I said, you know what? Maybe her husband will divorce her if he knows she made pornographic pictures. My personal opinion, if he divorces her, that's the wrong guy she should have married. At the end of the day, that was her past life, this is the present. She was married to that person. Another individual I know, her husband at the time made pornographic videos without her consent. She is now remarried, and he distributes these videos on the internet and they're being sold. When we watch pornography, we may think that it's entertainment, that the women enjoy it. A lot of the women in pornography, a lot of women in prostitution and strip bars were sexually abused. They don't know their value anymore, and that's the reason they sell their body. There was a child of about 10 years old who raped an 8-year-old girl in school in the US, and she was crying and saying no. And the teacher asked him, why didn't you stop? And he said, when I watch pornography, the woman cries and says no. Now understand this, pornography desensitizes. I read a book called Pornified by Pamela Paul, I believe her name is. It's a book that I found very hard to read because it was a lot of statistics and I didn't find it kind of jumped off the page, so I didn't manage to finish it. But it was very useful. It has no visual imagery whatsoever. It has statistics, it has facts. And some of the things in this book I had to Google. I was very careful with my research. I never Googled imagery, I Googled words because I wanted to know what does this mean. And there is a type of pornography, I don't remember the name, it's called something like baka or boka. It's a Japanese word, and in that pornography, the women cry and say no and they don't want to be in the movie. This is seen as entertainment. You have women who watch pornography who want their boyfriend to enact a rape on them. 50 Shades of Grey and other movies, Game of Thrones, these things desensitize us. Pornography desensitizes. And it's important to note the effects of pornography. In Utah, where they have the Mormon religion, which is a strict religion, where they abstain from sexual intercourse until marriage, Utah has the highest consumption of pornography. And in Utah, pornography has been described as being a health risk. In the entire world, if I remember correctly, Israel and Egypt consume the most pornography. And the most pornography that is made, if I remember correctly, Philippines, I can 100% say Philippines, and I believe Mexico as well, make the most child pornography. It's also important to note, 17% of child pornography is children under 2 years old. Please understand that, under 2 years old. So we have to think, who in my life can I protect? Who in my life can I safeguard? When a man or woman looks at pornography, Christian, non-Christian, atheist, every type of individual can watch pornography and does watch pornography. When they watch pornography, it desensitizes them. They start with watching pornography with a man and a woman. Then they have to increase it to multiple people. Then they increase it to the point where they're now watching things they were originally disgusted with. Sex with different things. Use your imagination. The point is, it started normal, they were shocked by things, but they had to increase the level. But what's really important to note, when an individual watches pornography, it creates holes in the brain. Just as child sex